Welcome back to another video, guys. Just a quick one today. Just going over some new gear that I got recently, a couple of cool swim baits. Just give you guys a bit of an update on what's going on with the channel. You know, we're in the second half of winter now. It's absolutely freezing where I live, so it hasn't been easy to get out and go for a fish. So that's hence the reason for not much going on. But I'll dive into that a bit later. First, we'll go through a bit of gear that I'm pretty excited about. Had a package turn up from Japan just this week. Very exciting whenever anything comes from Japan. You know it's going to be good. So been doing a bit of shopping over there. Been trying to buy a lot less gear lately and just focus on buying those big ticket items, those cool baits that not many other people are throwing. So in that order, these are the three baits that I got. Got another Madai, Roman-made Madai. So if anyone watched my Japan videos, they would have seen that I bought a second-hand Madai when I was over there. That's this guy here. So that's the first one I got. Obviously thrown that a bit. The back end of this cod season, I don't know how well that's going to focus, but there's plenty of teeth marks on that bait now. Definitely had some great interactions with it, so I had to buy another one. They're obviously handmade over in Japan, so they're not easy to get, but big thanks to a couple of the dudes that helped me track one down, and I got another one. It's basically brand new. Bit of a different colour pattern, but it's a sick bait. I actually like this one probably more than the original I got, so that's the new one. Basically the same on the bottom half, but just got that blue top, which I really like. It's got a real nice shiny finish, so that's a newbie. There's the original. You know, absolutely am loving this bait. So they're just the perfect size, I feel, for a swim bait. I think it's a bit over 200 mil. But it's just got that real, you know, shad sort of gill profile, which really suits our Murray cod fishing really well. You know, redfin carp, crucian carp, all in that sort of ballpark. And the action on this thing, honestly, it's probably the best action I've ever seen. I absolutely love them on a dead slow wind, fishing it in the colder water through the first half of winter. It was absolutely deadly, slow wind. And it's just got that beautiful slow glide. You don't actually have to impart any action into it. It'll just do it all for you with slow turns of the reel. So it's been a great bait. They're a slow float, which I also really like, especially for fishing the rivers. Gets down to about a foot just on that consistent slow wind. And then if you pause it, it's a super slow float back up to the surface, which is super handy. I'd much prefer that, especially when you're throwing like this. These are $300-400 baits. You know, if I have to pull my undies out of my ass or pick my nose, I'd much rather the bait start floating back up than sinking down into some heavy snags and that type of thing. So it also looks a lot more natural to me when you pause that bait and it just slowly starts to rise. It's just a natural look rather than just starting to sink down to the surface. So been a great bait. Also would be a really good bait for the dams. Obviously not really doing any dam stuff, but if I was over the top of weed beds and that, absolutely dynamite. So super happy with the Madai. Absolutely love it. It's obviously a cool bait, Roman made. Super sick, and yeah, had to get another one. You know, not cheap, but I think definitely worth the investment. Second one I got is a bait that I don't know a great deal about. This one was second hand, so it's got a bit of hook rash and stuff on it, but overall it's in really good condition. This is a Basara Entice. So it is a Japanese resin made bait. Again, in that gill sort of shad profile. Really like the colour on this one as well. A lot thinner than the Madai. So if I compare it to the Madai, it's actually a little bit bigger than the Madai, but a much thinner profile. I don't know how well that. Much thinner profile, deeper and a little bit longer. Now I've only got this, so I've only swum it in the pool. Again, really good action. Not as good as the Madai, I will say. It kind of you need to help it out a little bit on the glide. It doesn't really want to track nicely like the Madai does, but it does have a really unique action, and I'm looking forward to throwing it. I don't think it'll really play in any water with flow, but in that super slow flowing water where you can fish this thing really slow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now Basara, I know you guys, if you know anything about them, help me out here, but from my research, I don't think old mate that made these baits is making them anymore. He had two. He had the Entice, and the other one was the Full Moon. So this is a 20 centimetre lure, and the Full Moon was I think it was a 300 mil, so 30 centimetre multi-piece swim bait. I have seen a couple of dudes in Australia throw them and caught good cod on them. I've never actually seen anyone throw on the Entice, so be cool. Cool if anyone is throwing any Basara lures, Entice or Full Moon, to reach out and let us know. And yeah, just be cool to hear about them and see if old mate is still making any baits anymore. From my research, I don't think he is. So really cool bait. That one's cost me about $180 by the time I got it here. So really like that. I'm looking forward to using it next season. It's got the signature up there. The last bait I got was the big box, big depths box. And this is bait that I've wanted for a fairly long time, just never sort of got around to getting it. They've been too expensive and just sort of, haven't bit the board on it yet. But yeah, did it the other day and I'm really, really excited about this thing. So this is the Depths code name Bass. Big glide bait. Again, similar thing in that sort of, carpy, gilly, shaddy profile. I've swum this thing in the pool. I love the action. They make them in a slow sink and a floating. This one's a floating, which is good because if I did want to get it down, I could just weight it up to sort of make it a slow sink. But personally, when you're fishing a bait this big, I think they're nearly 300 mil and over 300 grams. So if you're fishing a bait this big, I want it to be on the surface anyway. If a cod sees that, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to matter if it's just below the surface or on the surface. They're going to come up and eat it. So sorry about the phone as well. I've got the bloody phone in the pocket, messages going off. But yeah, that's a cool bait. It's very big. So again, comparing it to the Madai, it actually makes the Madai's a pretty solid swim bait. It makes the Madai look small. So really cool. Another thing with Depths, like a lot of their lures, like their famous Depths 250s, it's got the outside shell of the lure is actually soft and then it's hard internally. So feels really cool how it's nice and soft on the outside. Again, swimming in the pool, the action, unbelievable. This is going to be probably one of my go-tos next season, I reckon. This season, my go-to's been the Ghost. I've done unreal on the DRT Ghost this season, and I feel like this one next year is going to be the bait. Unfortunately, not really going to get a chance to use it this season, but yeah, super excited about that. If anyone ever gets a chance to get their hands on one, I definitely recommend it. They look so good. Here's the old Ghost. Should be a few videos coming out using this down the track, but she's seen some casts this season, the old Ghost. I remember I got my first metery on it last season. Couldn't believe it, and the action I've had on it this year, incredible. Yeah, I've had sessions where I've had a dozen eats in the river just on that one bait. So it's been pretty good. Other gear I've had a bit of stuff turn up from Daiwa. Got a new stick, so the old model. I've been using the old model. It's not hard, not easy showing your swim bait rods in this tight little space, but that's the old model TD Black Mother I've been using, and I just got a new one. It's just a different grip, so I can't fit them in here, but see that spiral grip there? That's just the kind of really the only difference that I can pick up between the models, but it's super handy. So just much better grip compared to that. That's really slippery on the old one. This just fits better in the hand. It's also a bit thicker. So I've got two mothers there now. I just picked them up. Yeah, it's always good to have a spare if something happened down the river. I can always have the spare back at the ute, so I can run back the ute if something happened to me first one. So it's always good to have a spare. And also I do like that newer model feels a lot better in the hand. To have two rods like that, I've got to have two reels. So I've got two reels, and I've also just pimped up these reels as well. So got two Tatula 300s, and I've pimped them up. Kish from Bait Religion helped me out here and sent me a couple of Varial handles. So that's the first one. It's got those Varial green knobs on that one. I think this is a Varial 110, which I think it's a 110. So it stands for the size, so it's 110 mil. And then I've got this one here, which is a 140 to 150 Varial, which is actually a variable size, so you can change it. So yeah, super handy having these different handles on these reels. I didn't really understand how much of a difference it would make until I started using it. Started using them not that long ago, and just winding, because I'm using big baits all the time, especially through that late autumn, early winter time with the ghost and stuff. Throwing big baits all the time, just having the torque and the power in that handle, it just makes it so much easier when you can constantly wind it in a big bait. Especially once you put the lip on the ghost, it's dragging a lot of water. So when you've got a bigger handle, it just creates more torque, and it's so much easier to actually bring the lure back through the water column. With the standard handle on these reels, it's constantly grinding, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But once you put a bigger handle on there, bigger grips, makes it a lot easier. So really been enjoying them, especially this big 140, 150. It feels like honestly feels like you're bringing in a tiny clash when you're reeling the ghost in. Just makes it so much easier. So they've been really good. They also look great. Really love this one, the black 110 with the lime green handles. It looks sick. These things aren't cheap. Varial handles, they're not cheap. They're a couple hundred, maybe $300, but they're an investment. You're never going to break them or anything. So even if your reel's no good and you need to replace reel, you can just take the handle and put on your next one. So you kind of only need to buy one, and you've got it for life type thing. When it comes to putting those Varial handles on, got the new Swimbait Underground and DRT collab tool that they've sort of just come out with. I think it's called the Shift tool. It's just, I think it's 6 pieces. Yeah, 6 pieces. Just makes it easy. These are not your standard like Allen key. So this just suits like all your Shimano Daiwa reels. So if anyone wants to check them out, if you're doing anything with upgrading handles or anything like with your reel, they're on the Bait Religion site now. I think they're about $75 for the tool. Obviously you can do it with any tools, but it's kind of cool just to have that in the kit. I've just got it sitting there now, Swimbait Underground DRT branded. So pretty cool little thing to have whenever I need to work on anything. I've got that there. The Phillips head bits on this, also they match up to all their baits. So like if I wanted to remove parts of the ghost here, got that Phillips head there that suit those screws. So when you're doing things like you can put joint pads and that on the ghost. I personally don't really fish it, but if you want to put it in a glide mode, you got a damaged piece, you can sort of pull it all apart, and that's where all this stuff comes in handy. Actually, just looking at that ghost, picked up this the other day. Actually, I'll double back again. Last video had a lot of questions about this bait here. Now this is a handmade rat lure by a recluse angler down in Victoria. He doesn't want to be known, but he is making some of these handmade rats. Now they're an absolute piece of art. Like they're so well made. It's a 3-piece rat made with natural fur that he gets from overseas, and then it's a cast resin head, I believe. These rats, I've had these for a while now. I've got 2 of them. Big thanks to old mate for sending them up. And I got a lot of questions. I used them a little bit in the last video I put up, and where you can get them and whatnot. Now, as far as I'm aware, they're called, the brand is Meter Magnets, and this is a Ricali Super Wrap. That's what the name they're going for. And the only place you'll be able to buy them is Cobram Outdoors down in Victoria. Doing very small batches of them, and any that he does make for sale, they'll be available at Cobram Outdoors. So if anyone is chasing one of these, I've done really well on them. The action's unbelievable, and the fish react to them really well. Caught some great fish on it. You'll see those videos down the track, and I know other people done really well as well on them. So if you do want to track one down, best idea is to get on to Cobram and put your name down, I guess. I don't really know what the process is, but give them a buzz and they'll be able to put you on the right track. So in line with that, you know, we've got all the scopers and that sort of starting to drift towards fly jigs and that type of thing. So kind of aligns with that. And then I also picked up this bait off Jesse. Lures Worldwide sent me this one up the other day. Bought it off him secondhand. This is a Marias mouse. So this is a European fly, massive fly imitation, jointed with a big tail. This one actually sits on the surface, but I'm going to weight it down to sort of just get it under the surface. Now I've only swum this in the pool as well, but looks unbelievable. I'm looking forward to using that next season. So Marias mouse, big thanks to Jesse for sending that one up for me. That's another cool bait. So as you can see with some of the baits that I'm getting, I'm trying to sort of focus on that homemade or really rare or big stuff that not everyone's using. That's kind of the goal going forward. For my Murray cod fishing, especially in the areas I fish, is to use stuff that the fish haven't really seen, and you know, starting to do that over the last few years is paying dividends. You can even see it when I started using like tiny clashes, and the reactions were unreal. And now everyone's sort of got the opportunity to have those baits. They start to, the allure of them starts to wear off, and the fish don't seem to react the same to them. And then like, it's actually sort of happened season by season with TK. Then the K9 was really good. And then like this season's been the Ghost. So all about staying ahead of the game when it comes to that type of thing with lures and whatnot. And if you can keep showing the fish different stuff that they haven't seen, I think you'll continue to have good results, especially on the bigger, smarter models. I've kind of just gone off on a tangent there like I always do. As you can see, I'm in the garage here. I've kind of moved my little swim bait corner up here. This bloody phone, sorry about that. I shouldn't have it in the pocket. But yeah, it's kind of moved away from the shed. Just got this little swim bait corner up here. Still got everything else down the shed, but just for me, sort of cool swim baits. I've got them in here. I've kind of just put that pegboard up there and got all the DRT unopened stuff down there. I've got to sort of sort it out, but I'll give you a bit of a look through that down the track. Channel update. I've had a lot of people hit me up. A couple that have been sort of like, where the hell are the videos, getting a bit cranky. I know it's been over a month, I think, since I put the last video. It's tough. As I said at the start, we're in the second half of winter now. I don't like fishing. You know, July, August, the water temps are absolutely freezing. And it's just not nice being down on the river where I am from, and there's nothing really else really going off. The only thing that is really good around here this time of year is sort of going out in the dams and scoping around, and that sort of doesn't put lead in my pencil anymore. So I've just been taking it easy. Got a bit of other stuff going on. Got to be staying home and not away. So yeah, I've just been doing not too much, but I do have a couple of really good clips knocked up that from this season. I'll try and drop one soon, and then yeah, there'll be more coming out. But you know, this this isn't my job or anything. You know, I just do this for the fun of it. So I try to be consistent as I can with the videos, but yeah, it's just whenever I go fishing, I'll put something up, or if I do a talk video like this one, something cool or interesting's going on or rocks up, you know, new gear, I'll try and do a video for you. I do appreciate everyone watching. I do get a good kick out of getting the positive feedback, and people enjoy watching the clips and that type of thing. So I will continue to try and get as much out, but yeah, just through this time of year, it gets a little bit hard. Once it starts to warm back up, I'll be getting back out there. You know, we've got the spring yellers, won't be far away, and also got a few trips lined up to get back up to the salt water chasing big floodies. That's that sort of springtime bite, and then won't be long we'll be back to summer and back into the cod. So looking forward to sort of it warming back up and getting into chasing a few other species. I really enjoy that 3 months off the cod. Normally sort of 4.5 months for me because I don't really fish in August or July, but yeah, gives me a bit of break, chase some other stuff, and then by the time December rolls around, I'm absolutely frothing to go cod fishing again and get that early season bite. Anyway, here goes that phone again, sorry. That's going to wrap this one up. I hope you've got something out of enjoyed it. Again, sorry for the lack of videos, but yeah, I'll try my best to get as much out as possible going forward. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. The next one will be a cracker, I guarantee you that. Cheers.